Hello, and welcome to another episode of MITZ TV by Bessa San Diego. Before we get started, make sure that you like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to Bessa San Diego on YouTube. Now on with the show. So we have another great episode of MITZ TV by Bessa San Diego, a mitzvah event specialist association coming your way. Today, we're going to be talking invitations. It is your first showing to your guests of what you are going to be doing for the evening. So today, we're going to take a quick look with Shirley Abelson from Creative Design, Invitations, and Calligraphy. Check it out.
Welcome to Creative Design, where we specialize in custom invitations for bar and bat mitzvahs, weddings, and social events. By the time you get to us, you've made it really easy because you've chosen your party planner, caterer, location, theme, and colors. I will bring out some albums for you to choose shape and size, and from there we will build. Tons of texture papers and colors, and you can make your invitation 1, 2, or 3 layer. We can put some dazzle on it, such as diamonds and ribbons. We can also add Hebrew and Spanish. The font depicts the type of ceremony, whether it be casual or formal. Invitations, I like to do traditional and bring the hint of the theme into the reception and the respond card. Envelopes are not just plain boring white. I do them to match the invitation with matching fonts. All budgets can be accommodated, from inexpensive to very expensive. Remember, Creative Design. We make a good impression.
That was a great look at Create a Design, Invitations, and Calligraphy. And now in the studio here at MITZ TV, we have Shirley Abelson.
Hi there.
Hi, Shirley. How are you?
I'm good. I hope everybody's staying safe at this time.
Absolutely. I hope so.
Good.
Keeping our masks on when we're outside. But we are indoors right now, and we are socially distancing, getting able to talk. So this is a great, great time for us.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so this was a really, really nice look at what your company provides. And so just a couple questions that I do have for you guys. So when we are getting ready to do our invitations, so we have now gotten our date from our temple, and how early do we need to come to you?
Normally, I would like to have a month to work with the invitations, and people would like to send them out for out-of-towners 8 weeks ahead of time, and local people 6 weeks. So I guess like between 3 and 4 months ahead of time is sufficient time to get them started. If we've got a little bit more time, even better.
Great. And then you guys can even do save the dates for us, correct?
We do save the dates. We can do them as magnets, as postcards, any way you like them.
I love this. And so now, as we are getting into the nitty-gritty of booking an invitation and getting things planned, what are we saying that we should have for our first meeting? What should I bring with me?
Well, before you even come, I usually ask the colors, the theme, just so I can get a feel of what what you're looking for when you come in. And then if you can bring the wording, that certainly helps, because a lot of people will come and see me and don't have a wording, have no idea where they're heading. And it just makes it, the time a little longer. But if you bring that all in, I can certainly help you with the schmaltzy part of it.
Absolutely. So I think that's also too, like when we have our, when people have a event planner, that they have a little bit more of a guideline. But if they're coming to you, that you don't require an event planner, they can come straight to you if they needed to.
Absolutely, not a problem at all.
So now, when it comes into this, into creating our invitation, you guys can do them in more than one language. So we can do them in Hebrew, we can do them in English. Is there just adding, so can we even add the Hebrew names and things?
Absolutely. In fact, I really, really like to put the Hebrew name on the invitation. It makes it what it is, a bar or bat mitzvah. And too often, kids grow up, they don't even remember the Hebrew names by the time they get to their wedding. And then they got to go scrounging for it from their parents, if their parents are still around. But mostly, if we've got it on there, it's forever. So it's really a nice thing to do.
Wonderful. And then you guys can do multiple runs. You guys can do an English version and the Hebrew version, correct?
It becomes expensive to do it that way. So what we do is we'll have a double-sided invitation. One side can
Oh,
be English and one side can be Hebrew, and we can have a cover, or we can do it in layers, like one can do a hard copy cardstock layer with a vellum overlay to get the two different languages. There's lots and lots of different choices.
I love that problem solving that you guys have. And so, and then just kind of like when we just discussing, and like right now that we're actually, as we record this MITZ TV, that we are in the middle of quarantining. And
Yeah.
so you guys over there, you guys do other services though too. So you guys can even do holiday greeting cards. We don't have to just stick to.
No, we do weddings, we do holiday greeting cards, engagement parties. I've done anniversaries, 50th anniversaries. I have a lot of fun.
Nice.
Whatever can be printed, I can do.
I love it. So the calligraphy side of you guys, where does that fit in?
Usually the envelopes. I am all for saving money wherever we can. So I usually tell people, don't put a lining in the envelope because everybody's going to stick their finger in the envelope, rip it open and throw it away. Rather put the money into doing some calligraphy. That way you're not going to spoil envelopes by writing them out yourselves and making mistakes. We get everything proof done beforehand, and I run them to match the invitation in matching inks.
Oh, that's so wonderful. So it's a time saver and a little bit of a budget saver there.
Yeah.
So, okay. So when it comes to what we can add, the little bit of dazzle, is it, what can we add on the inside of our invitation? Because this is our first, glimpse into what this party's going to be.
Absolutely. I love when the kids want diamonds or glitter. I've got glitter papers, ribbons. Obviously, the boys don't want that, but girls certainly do. And I have access to it all.
Yeah. And sometimes it's what mom wants. It's not really what the boy wants, though. So.
I've had a mama say to her son, just go take a walk around the block, please.
There you go. So, and then you can just address mom on those situations. So
Right.
one of the other things that I liked here too is that when we were chatting before, okay, so my cousin, she's spoiled. That's what I call her, my cousin Leanna. So she got to have a mitzvah, and then a couple years later, she got to do her quinceañera because we are a blended family.
Right.
So you guys also provide some of those services as well. Can you tell me a little bit?
Absolutely. Anything, as I said, printed programs, quinceañera. We do Sweet 16 parties. I do the place cards as well to match the invitation or to match the theme. As anything printed, and party favors as well.
And we can do those in Spanish. So,
Sure.
Which is fabulous for us down here in Southern California, even because we do have these blended families, blended cultural and that sort of thing. So it's wonderful that you guys can address that at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whatever. I just, people come to me for happy occasions, and I'm just happy to be part of their celebration. And I like to work with them.
That's true, is that you get to actually have that you're part of a happy business that we get to, go through and give people a warm greeting and let people know what's going on and inviting them to a special program.
Right. I always tell people I don't have customers or clients. They become friends.
That's wonderful. And that's another thing too, is that this is another one of our best vendors that can grow with your family. So she can do your mitzvah, we can do Sweet 16, we can do graduation announcements, we have the engagement, we can get married, first baby. So you can grow along with the family.
Been there and done it all.
I love that so much. And so it's one of those things that it's a happy business that you guys get to add that little bit of sparkle, that little bit of touch that just really does make people excited to come to your event,
And I love it. And I love the people that I work with. Love them.
I love it.
I had one customer though who I don't charge for proofs and shipping normally. I had one customer who did 52 proofs. She drove me a little nuts. Yeah.
So normally, what would be what's our appropriate proof that you guys usually will give somebody a design?
Two or three.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more than enough. And by that time, you've fine-tuned it.
And in this circumstance, like when we get back into doing big events and we get people back into the room, that they come into your office and they get to see these things, or how does that work?
I like it to come into the office because I have everything here. In the old days, I used to travel with all my books, but I've just got so many and so many different choices now. It's easy if you come in. I work one-on-one. There's no one around. It's very safe environment at this time, and really delightful to work with everyone.
That's awesome. So when they come to you as they're preparing for their first meeting with you, is knowing even, just kind of what they want to say inside their card, our dates, where it's going to be. And then also, I think it's good for them to maybe bring like a swatch or maybe some color designs, that kind of thing. And then you can kind of go through your inventory and say, this is what makes the best,
Absolutely.
invitation.
Sure. Absolutely.
I love this so much. So this has been a really great look into invitations. So Best of San Diego has a little bit of everything for you guys out there. And we only pick the best to work with. So I know that Shirley and her husband Rufus over there at Creative Design will have your back in this situation. So you guys can see their information that is ticking down below. You guys can get their phone number down there, email, check out their website. And you guys can look through a lot of the invitations they've already created. So if you guys see something on there and you guys say, I want to add this little extra, go to Shirley. She can figure that out for you. She's a problem solver. So thank you, Shirley.
Also, you're welcome. And also, if they want to, if they see something online, I'm not allowed to copy it exactly, but we can do something very similar to what they've chosen, from online. So
nice. You can pay homage to a design.
Absolutely.
I love that. So she's not going to steal somebody's design, but we can always take that as a jumping off point. So
correct.
Yeah, I love that. And that just also shows that she's very ethical. She's not, going out there and taking other people's work. So everything that they do is so custom. It's so beautiful, you guys. This is one of those things that you don't want to skimp on as that invitation. You want to make people excited to come to your party. And I know that that's something that Shirley does and that she excels at. So this has been...
May I just add one more thing?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of people are doing respond cards via email. While that is kind of cost effective, I think that it spoils the atmosphere for the child, because there's nothing greater than running to the mailbox to see who has responded. And if you do an email, I'm playing devil's advocate now. If you do an email, the chances are unlikely that you're going to get a check in the mail in the envelope, in the respond card envelope. So I like for the kid to be able to have that, to afford that opportunity.
That is so true. I have not even thought about that. The whole fact that if Aunt Shirley says she can't come, she might be sending a little check in that envelope that comes with the self-addressed envelope. So, and then you have a little running tally of, what everybody who's all coming.
Absolutely, yeah. And the kids love getting that in the mail.
I love that. That's something that we don't even think about, like that I wouldn't think about myself. So the post is when it comes in, that you do get excited for it when it's not a bill. So this is something too.
Yeah. Oh, kind of old school.
Absolutely. But the thing is old school is something that it's tangible, it's warm, and it just kind of gives you a really good feeling when you get those letters in the mail. That's something
I agree.
A little bit special, you know what I mean? It's not just a piece of paper. It's not just an Evite. This is something that it's coming to you. They can hold on to that invitation. I know a lot of people, they frame them. They put them in their scrapbooks. So it's just that extra little piece that just really does set the tone for how important this event really is. So,
and email thank you notes are a no-no.
Oh, do you guys do those too? Will you guys provide the blanks? Okay.
Sure, we give you thank you notes, and the child really should take the time to write the thank you note. If somebody goes out shopping or sends a gift, then definitely the child needs to take the time to write a thank you.
I think that's wonderful, and it's kind of instilling something that's just an accountability and an appreciation, that we're teaching our kids to be thankful of every little moment, especially these kind of times where you need to look at the bright side of things and where is that silver lining. And so you receive something, so make sure that you got to go back and you thank people for giving you something. So I like that. That's really, you guys don't just stop at, there's a save the date portion, there's an invitation, and there's also a thank you card, a follow-up, just to kind of let your guests know how special they were for coming and joining you. And so I love this. Is there anything else there, Shirley, from on your perspective?
And another thing that we've been doing now is the instead for the service, they're limiting the amount of people that can come. So I am doing an insert Zoom card, and which is kind of nice because people can be there. And then the other thing they're doing instead of a party is doing a drive-by, which I thought is also nice. But this morning I had a brainwave, and I was thinking that perhaps when they're at the drive-through, they usually give out a packet of, a gift of some kind. But I was thinking this morning how nice it would be if someone was coming by to have a meal in a box, so they can have their own reception at home. I don't know. I thought that was kind of a neat idea.
I think, yeah, a meal in the box. And then if we actually just put a nice little letter that comes on your stationery that is just, it kind of commemorates that moment. So then there's something, a keepsake, you know, it doesn't have to be something that's too big, a tchotchke that goes on the shelf, you know. And I like the magnets too, because that's something that we all keep. I have a bunch of magnets.
I do a lot of those.
I love it. And so we have the extra refrigerator in the garage for, like, you know, and so that's like a memory time capsule in itself. And it's this wedding, there's this, you know, so it's a wonderful, it's those little tiny touches that you guys add. And so those little bits of dazzle, those little bits of bling. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Shirley, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate everything that you do.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys. So again, if you guys want to get a hold of Shirley and Rufus over there at Creative Design, you guys can see their information ticking on the ticker below. And you guys can also check them out at BessaSanDiego.com. You're going to find their information along with all of our other vendors that come from Bessa San Diego. So again, this has been a wonderful episode here with Create a Design, Invitations, and Calligraphy. Thanks, Shirley, for joining us.
You're more than welcome.
Absolutely. My name is D'Angelo. I'm from Bellata Entertainment, and this show today has been powered by SoCal Green Screen. So take a moment. We're going to do a little piece of trivia, and we'll see you guys next time.